If you're thinking about performing piano in public, congratulations. There's nothing more exciting than taking a piece of music you've been working on for weeks and weeks, or maybe months, and sharing it with the rest of the world. It's so exciting. Now, if this is your first time, or if you're a little nervous, not sure what to expect, I'm going to walk you through 5 tips, which if you follow them, you're almost guaranteed to have a successful performance. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is to practice. Now this seems like it's pretty basic, but you want to make sure you know your piece of music backwards and forwards. Whenever we play for an audience, the excitement starts to well up, adrenaline kicks in, and it can feel very different than it does when you're in the security of your own home, not really playing for anybody, just practicing for yourself. So you really want to make sure you know your piece of music so well that you'll be able to play it without any problems, no matter how you feel in front of an audience. Tip number 2, practice performing for a friend. Like I mentioned before, when you play in public, it's gonna feel different. So you wanna actually practice that before the big day. So call a friend, a family member, and just say, hey, I've got a big performance coming up. Can I run through my piece for you? I'd like to practice performing it. Take note of how it feels to play for your friend or family member, things that feel maybe a little different than when you're by yourself practicing. And if you do 2 or 3 of these, then you'll really know what to expect when you do the actual performance. Step 3, remember to breathe. Breathing is so underrated. If you can slow your breathing down, take some deep breaths, just breathe slowly on a regular basis, you'll be amazed at how much more relaxed you feel. So if adrenaline starts to kick in, you start to feel nervous, take some deep breaths, breathe slower before and during your performance, and you'll be amazed at how calm you can be while you're playing. Tip number 4 is to focus on the beginning. As I've said a few times, when you play in front of an audience, it's gonna feel very different. And sometimes it's easy to forget how our piece starts. So in your practicing, focus very heavily on the beginning. Imagine how you're going to start your piece, even before the performance. And then when it's time, you just start, because you know the beginning of your piece backwards and forwards. And if you can start the beginning of your piece well, that will set you up for a very successful performance. And tip number 5 is to take your time before you start. We've seen so many students just sit and start playing right away, and then they start with their hand position in the wrong place and they get a little bit frazzled. There's no rush. So when you sit down, take a few seconds, go through that beginning that you practiced imagining and that you focused on in your practicing, and then only when you're ready, start your piece. And of course, at the end, no matter how the performance went, give your audience a big smile and give them a gracious bow. Remember, wherever you're performing, the audience is there because they like you. They love you no matter how the performance went, and they want to support you. So you want to show them that you appreciate that with a nice bow after your performance. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.